So far in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime series, we have had 6 series. We have had Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. And probably sometime in the future, we'll get more. Each of these series tends to follow a typical formula for how they create their main cast of characters. Usually, they always have a main protagonist, they have a main rival, they have a main villain, and they also have a main leading lady to some degree. And so far, we have done a video on Statistically who is the best main character, main rival, and for today's video I thought, statistically, who is the best main female protagonist in Yu-Gi-Oh? The way we're going to determine who is the main female protagonists of the series is typically who is, for the most part, the closest allies to the main crew. So what we're going to be doing in today's video to work out who is statistically the best female protagonist, we're going to be finding out how many wins each of these characters have had, how many losses, how many draws, how many DNFs. If you don't know what DNF stands for, it stands for did not finish. Basically, it means their duel got interrupted. We're going to see how many duels overall they have played. We're going to take the wins, we're going to take the losses, smash those two together. We're going to see who percentage-wise is the best. We're then going to do a score-based thing to sort of punish those that had a lot of duels but had a lot of losses. Now, I've had a bit of feedback over these last 2 videos. Prior to this, I was giving 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss. With this new system, I'm going to try -1 point for a loss. I guess it's kind of like a rank system in games. As you win, you go up by 3 points, so you go up higher, but every time you lose, you drop down a little bit, so this is how you can fall out of your like platinum ranks and things like that. So I think that makes sense. We're going to try a -1 on the duel score part of this video, and then what I'm going to do with those 3 results, we're going to work out who is statistically overall the very best by allocating some points. We'll get to that a little bit further down the video. So the question now becomes, who are our main 6 female protagonists? Well, I'll just say them outright right now. For Duel Monsters, we have Teargardner. For Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, we have Alexis Rhodes. For Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, we have Akiza Izaniski. For Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, we have Tori Meadows. For Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, we have Yuzu Hiragi, and for Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, we have Blue Angel, or Aoi Zaizen. So now I hear a couple of you already typing that maybe not all of these characters should be classed as the main female protagonists, just based on how much they dueled throughout the series. So what I've done is I've created a bonus 6, because there's actually not that many female characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Not gonna lie, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is kind of a boys' club. Based on these statistics as well. We're going to find out a little bit later. But for the bonus section, I have created kind of a... They're kind of the female rivals kind of thing. They're the more edgy ones for the most part. So what we've got is for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters series, we also have My Valentine. For Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, we have Blair Flanagan. For Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, we have Luna. For Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, we have Dextra. For Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, we have Selena, because out of all the Yuzu girls, she was kind of the most active. And for Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, we have Emma, aka Ghost Girl. But we're going to stick with the main cast. So this is going to be the main female protagonist section first. Let's find out who is the very best out of all of these. Or, to be more accurate, let's find out which isn't the worst. Let's start with Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, Teargardner.
Don't worry. You'll do it. Just remember your friends believe in you.
Thanks.
So Teargardner, not typically remembered very much for her dueling ability. In fact, some of you might be saying, did she duel? I remember her dueling Crump. That was her big breakout moment. She got the Dark Magician girl out. Did she duel after that? Well, actually, yeah, she did. She had 3 duels throughout the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. She dueled against Joey in like the 1st or 2nd episode. This was like without holograms. It was just sort of a, hey Joey, I beat you because you don't know how to play the game yet. So that's 1 win. She beat My Valentine because My let her win at the very last minute, so that, I think it was so that she could give her some star chips for Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it was. That's another win she got, I guess, if that counts. And the final win she got was a legit one against Crump. Overall, she had 3 duels, 3 wins, 0 draws, 0 DNFs. That gives Teargardner a 100% win ratio. Oh my god! Legit, Teargardner, out of all of the characters we've done in all the past videos, is the only one to have a 100% win ratio. The only other person that could have had a 100% win ratio was Yusaku Fujiki, but the only reason he didn't was because he had some flashback duels where he lost, and in my categories, flashback duels count. I don't care how young you are, you lost, it was on screen. Teargardner, 100% win ratio. Congrats, Taya. Next up, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX's Alexis Rhodes.
I work hard, and I play even harder. That's why I won. Luck is a loser's excuse.
Alexis Rhodes, fantastic character. She had 52 duels throughout the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX series. She didn't actually have 52 on-screen duels. It seems like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX characters get a lot of off-screen sort of mentions about how many times they dueled. I guess it's something to do with the school and the amount of tournaments that they had, so they need to do this. But she had 31 off-screen duels during the Gen X tournament, and it was stated that she won all of them. So, because of this, Alexis Rhodes has 40 wins, 6 losses, 5 draws, and 1 DNF. This means that overall, Alexis Rhodes has a very impressive 86.96% win ratio, which is actually really, really good. Yeah, I like Alexis. I think that's a good score. Cyber Angels for the win. Next, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Akiza Izuniski.
I'm the Black Rose, and I synchro summon Black Rose Dragon!
Now, I was going to throw this out there. I'm pretty sure I keep throwing an extra syllable on her last name. I'm saying Izuniski, but it's just Izinski, right? I like Izuniski more. I don't know why. I'm just going to keep saying it like that because it's just drilled into my head. Akiza had 14 duels throughout the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D story. Out of those 14 duels, she had 6 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws, but 5 DNFs. And out of her 3 losses, she only lost to Yusei again, and then to Andre, which was the Team Unicorn guy. So overall, Akiza had a 66.67% win ratio, which isn't too bad. It's not too bad, it's pretty good. Next, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal's Tori Meadows.
Who to duel today?
You mean who to lose to today?
What's that supposed to mean?
Tori Meadows, not someone you really associate with dueling, and interestingly, going from Teargardner, who had a perfect 100% win ratio, Tori had 5 duels throughout the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal series. Out of those 5 duels, she had 0 wins, 4 losses, no draws, and 1 DNF. Which means Tori Meadows is the only character today and throughout this entire series we've done so far to have a 0% win ratio. Another thing to mention about Tori Meadows and how she kind of got shafted throughout the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series is the fact that she's never had a one-on-one duel. Every single one of her duels, she's had a companion sort of with her. It was never really stated if Tori was a bad duelist or she just never really got involved, but it's a classic case of a non-active character. 0% win ratio, gutted Tori. Next, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5's Yuzu Hiragi.
Alright then. You want to treat me like a villain? Then that's exactly what I'll be!
By the way, just for a bit of clarification, I'm saying the names based on the dub or sub version that I typically watched. For example, GX I watched dub, that's why I call her Alexis Rhodes. Whereas Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 I watched the sub, that's why I call her Yuzu Hiragi rather than Zuzu Boyle, I think it is. But I put the English names down here anyway if anyone gets confused. Yuzu, she played 14 duels throughout Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. She had 9 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws, and 2 DNFs. I'm a little bit sad about this one because Yuzu had a lot of potential because she is one of the focal characters in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 story. The 4 main characters and the 4 female characters sort of intertwined in the main plot of the story. They're so important with each other that the fact that Yuzu has only played 14 duels is such a shame. Yuzu was a really good character because she was an active protagonist in the story. She went out and she improved throughout the story. For example, she got wrecked by a fusion user and then she asked that person for advice and tips, and I think Sora gave her her first polymerization card, so she was able to adapt and increase the power of her deck. And then at some point during the story, she just became a damsel in distress and disappeared. So yeah, she got shafted in that, but overall she had a 75% win ratio, which isn't too bad, but pretty good. And for the most recent Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrain series, we have Aoi Zaizen, aka Blue Angel, aka Blue Girl, aka Blue Maiden. She went for a few aliases throughout the series.
Thanks, guys! And best believe I won't let you down!
So Blue Angel, she played 10 duels throughout Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, which isn't actually that bad. She got quite a few duels considering how short the series was. She's almost on par with how many duels Revolver had, but out of those 10 duels, she had 5 wins, and she had 5 losses, but she had 0 draws and 0 DNFs, which gives her a 50% win ratio. So we're going to go on to now their overall score. So let's see how they did. Who was the best out of all these? The first thing we're going to rank them on is total amount of duels. I like this one because it shows that they were willing to go out there, get some duels, get some screen time, and risk their win-loss ratio. In first place is Alexis Rhodes with 52 duels. These are a little bit inflated due to just off-screen mentions of wins. In second place is Yuzu with 14 duels. In third place is Akiza Izaniski with also 14 duels, but the reason why I put her in third is because Akiza had a few more DNFs than Yuzu. So I think the fact that Yuzu was able to finish more duels means that she should be higher up on the list. So yeah, I think that's fair. In fourth is Blue Angel with 10 duels. In fifth is Tori Meadows with 5 duels. And in sixth is Teargardner with only 3 duels. That was the total amount of duels. Let's move on next to the win percentage. And of course, the person in first place who just came in last for the least amount of duels is Teargardner with a 100% win ratio. Oh my god. In second is Alexis Rhodes with an 86.96% win ratio. In third is Yuzu with a 75% win ratio. In fourth is Akiza Izaniski with a 66.67% win ratio. In fifth is Blue Angel with a 50% win ratio. And in last place is Tori Meadows with a abysmal 0% win ratio. I find it very hard to call Tori Meadows a duelist with these scores. It's just so bad. So the next thing we're going to be rating them on is their duel score. Again, the way this works, 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, -1 for a loss. So in first place is Alexis with 119 duel score points. In second is Yuzu with 24 duel score. In third is Akiza with 15 duel score. In fourth is Blue Angel with 10 duel score. In fifth is Teargardner with a 9 duel score. And in last, Tori Meadows with a -4. Oh, cuts deep. So then, by looking at the positionings of where people came in those last 3 little leaderboards, we're going to give them points now. First place gets this, second place gets this. You can see all the points here, and this will give us a final total for the characters. The 6th best is Tori Meadows from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. In 5th place is Blue Angel from Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains with 11 points. In 4th place is Teargardner from Duel Monsters with 15 points. In third with the bronze is Akiza Izaniski from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds with 16 points. With the silver in second is Yuzu from Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 with 22 points. And finally, with the gold at number 1 is Alexis Rhodes from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX with 28 points. So there you go, guys. Those are statistically the positions of how well all of these main female protagonists did in their respective Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. A little thing to think about as well, based on this result, the fact that we didn't have a female rival or a female main protagonist, I feel like we should get one of them eventually at some point. I'd love it if the new series had one of these. Mix up the formula a little bit. I don't know, do something a bit different, could be good. Okay then, now for the second set of female protagonists. The only reason I felt like I can get away with doing just a second set is because there's so little female representation that I can kind of get away with this, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, we only have one other person to go with this one, and that is Mai Valentine. Mai had 19 duels, 9 wins, 7 losses, 0 draws, 3 DNFs. This gives her a awful 56.25% win ratio, which it's not very good. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, we only have Blair Flanagan. I can't think of any other main female protagonists in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX series. Blair Flanagan had 6 duels. She had 2 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws, 1 DNF. She had a 40% win ratio. Luna from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, keep in mind that she was one of the signers as well. She only played 6 duels. And out of those 6 duels, she only had 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 2 DNFs. This gave her a 66.67% win ratio. For Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, moving away from Tori Meadows, I did have a few options for this one. We had Kathy Catherine, Anna Kaboom, and Dextra. Kathy Catherine I didn't want to use because she lost every single one of her duels as well. I think she did have a 0% duel ratio. But I went to go with Dextra instead. She had 6 duels, she had 2 wins, she had 3 losses, she had 0 draws, she had 1 DNF. That's a 40% win ratio, and that's still not very good. Next, for Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, I went with Selena. Selena had 16 duels, she had 13 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws, 1 DNF, giving her an 86.67% win ratio, which if you compare to Yuzu, she's actually better. Selena was better than Yuzu in nearly every single way. She had more duels, more wins, less DNFs, less losses, and just a better win percentage. So yeah, well done, Selena. That was pretty good. And finally, for Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, this is the one I was most upset about. I used Emma Bisho, aka Ghost Girl. Ghost Girl's my favorite female character in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I just think she's a badass. And she's quite an active character. She sort of manipulates the plot to where she wants it. But in terms of her dueling ability, she's playing Altergeists, by the way, guys. She had 5 duels altogether, which is a bit low, but how did she do? She had 1 win and 4 losses, giving her an abysmal, awful, terrible score of 20% win ratio. Ghost Girl, no. So as a little bonus, here is everyone's win percentage, and this is their overall win percentage. I can't bother to work out the overall total scores, but you could probably work it out from this. There's the win percentage, and that's what you can go on if you really want to. But guys, that was statistically the best female protagonist in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it turns out it's Alexis Rhodes, which I'm actually okay with that. She was a really good duelist. I thought she was good. She had an arc throughout the series as well. Cool. But honestly, I really do want to open up a discussion about female representation in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, yeah, I don't mind female characters as a bit of fan service. That's cool. But every now and then, just give me one badass female character. And I'd actually be really happy with a female main character for one series. Will they ever do that? Probably not, but I really hope they do. Or mix it up a little bit. The main female rival, the Seto Kaiba of the respective series, is a female. Or maybe the overarching main villain is a female. Just do something different. But yeah, I'm going to pose that question to all of you. I'd love to get a discussion going in the comment section below. But let me know what you thought of this video. What did you think of the scores? Who do you personally think is the best with your personal biases based on their deck and just how much you like them and stuff? Let me know in the comment section below. But other than that though, guys, thank you all for watching and catch you later.